Hey there, guys. Welcome to another can't talk today, of Ladies with Tradies, working the trade, living the life. Today, I've got two beautiful guests with me. I've got Adam Hopwood and Donna Brown, who is his coach, and we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty of what's made Adam really successful in a few areas in business. Ads has been with us for a little while now, which has been awesome with Donna as his coach. They've achieved heaps together. And I'm really excited to, show you all, I guess, or have you listen to some of the cool stuff they've been achieving. So, welcome, guys. Good to have you both.
It's great. Nice to be here.
Beautiful. So, Adam, tell us about your business, where you are, what you do, who you work with, all that type of thing. Give us a bit of the story.
Okay, we run an appliance repair business called Hopwoods Repairs. My dad started the business about 40 years ago. I joined him 20 odd years ago, and I took over from him 5 years ago, on the smack in the middle of COVID. We started off with myself and dad, and dad's wife Kay, and we've moved on and progressed. So we've now got three girls in the office, four technicians plus myself and an operations manager. So I've just been dealing with the challenges of growing a team and increasing workloads, and yeah, it's been loving it.
Love it. So, Adam, in the 5 years since you took over, how many have you added on? Like when like that, is that growth from that 5 years ago in the team from three up to where it is now, or?
Yeah, well, Dad aren't there anymore, so they've finished up, and it's just yeah myself and the rest of the crew now. So we've expanded all the way up.
Yeah, wow, well done. And Donna, you're Adam's coach. Tell us about your, how you guys got to know each other and what you saw of Hopwoods when you first started coaching Adam.
Yeah, so I think it's nearly 2 years, I think, Adam, that we're coming up to in November. So that's quite a while now. But when we first met, it was very much like on the hamster wheel, not enough time in the day for Adam to do anything. And just very much that mindset of if I need it done, I have to do it myself.
Mm.
So that was a good challenge for me to coach Adam through changing that mindset. But yeah, and his team, I would say Adam found it really hard to look forward in the space he was in at the time we met. It was hard for him to see a way forward. So that really impacted, I think, his view of his own business and how it would move forward.
Yeah, beautiful. And so Adam, for you, like thinking back to a couple of years ago, what were your main sort of challenges that you were having, do you reckon?
Spot on every front there. I couldn't see forward other than the day to day. I was just so busy doing everything myself, not trusting anyone else to do it because no one else can do it as well as me. Delegation was never something I considered, and there certainly wasn't any planning for the future. It was just every day get up and do as much as you can.
So in that survival mode.
Absolutely, yeah, just running around putting out fires and yeah, just yeah, surviving. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, and so if I was to ask on that, like that survival mode, how was that? What was life like for you at that time? Like how did you feel in yourself and what was happening with the family and
It was probably the most stressful time of my life, I think. I couldn't see a way out. I felt stuck.
mm,
Yes, the business was profitable, but I couldn't take a break. I couldn't slow down. Just had to keep going every day. Wasn't present at all with the family at home.
yeah,
Even,
yeah.
even if I was physically there, I certainly wasn't mentally present.
Yeah, yeah. And it takes its toll, doesn't it? Like mentally, physically, emotionally, relationally, all the things.
Yeah, not just for me, for everyone, for the kids, the wife. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And so what made you knock on the door? Like what was going on that you were like, nah, something's got to change.
I'd run into one of your clients who'd mentioned about the whole Ladies with Tradies thing. I didn't really think much of it at the time. I sort of brushed it off. I don't know if it was a bit of arrogance or ignorance. But then by a bit of a happy accident, I accidentally pocket dialed your client. And to sort of recovered from that, I just started chatting about the coaching and then ended up sending you a message. You got in touch and you haven't looked back since. So
Yeah, pretty cool. It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
yeah.
All rightio. Well, here we are now. And so, you have worked pretty damn hard over the last couple of years to really make some significant change, not just physically from a team and a growth perspective, but also for yourself, like in that mindset space. You've worked on team culture, a whole lot of things. What have you been doing? Like if you reflect back to 2 years and you go, here's some of the things that I've really worked hard to change. Like, what are, say, the top three things that you've implemented and worked through?
I think accountability for myself, as far as the team goes. If something goes wrong, it's not necessarily because someone's trying to sabotage something. It's probably because they don't have the knowledge to know what to do. So that sort of falls back on me to make sure the systems are in place so they can find out that knowledge. Creating a safe space so we can have our toolbox meetings. It's an open floor to discuss anything and everything with the team. So
Mhm.
for any criticisms, any suggestions, it's all a safe space so anyone can have their input.
That's would have been a bit of an interesting thing to implement with a team. I think about the trades industry and you start talking about safe spaces for conversations. It's like, how did that go? Was that weird for you or?
It was very difficult for me at the start. It was very much me sitting there talking at the guys,
Mhm.
and it's slowly become this place where I try to find work that I've done where I can critique it in front of everyone and show areas for improvement. So showing that there's always room for improvement, even within what I do,
Yeah.
that makes it safe for everyone else to open up as well.
How long did it take, Adam? Because I know even in my own coaching sessions, you go, look, it's not going to change overnight getting the team to open up and feel safe and comfortable to bring challenges to the table or to talk to you as their boss about what's not working for them as employees. Like, how long did it take for that safety to kind of settle, do you reckon?
I think for some of the existing employees, it's taken some time because it's been partly on myself as well. So we've all sort of changed and grown together. I think some of the couple of the newer guys that they've seen how it is now, so they're easy. They can open up quite easily. So
Yeah.
6 months, 12 months. It's taken some time just to slowly change and work on myself, and the team's followed.
And tell me about that transition for you away from having to have all the answers to finding the answers or getting them to bring the solutions.
Yeah, that's definitely a challenge for me. Being a technician, you have to have all the answers, so it's very difficult, I guess, as the business owner to ask the questions, even if I do know the answers, to let the team come up with the answers themselves. So again, that all comes back to personal growth and being able to sit back and watch the team come up with the answers.
I love it. And Donna, do you remember any like specific moment in time where you're like, oh yes, there it is. He's doing it. He's got it. And look at the impact that it's had.
I do remember going right back to the start, talking about putting in weekly meetings. And it was just like, I would say, like, Adam, you probably hated the thought of doing that every week because it's time off the tools, it's not productive time. So it did take quite a while, but once Adam saw the benefit and the change in the team, he was, oh, gosh, like, this is awesome. So I do remember that specific point in time where it was like, he's like, nah, didn't do a meeting. I'm like, well, what about, or he'd come to a session and be like, well, this, team, blah, 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 didn't do this. And I'm like, well, did you have a admin meeting team this week? He's like, nah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's do that next week and get back on that bandwagon. So yeah, that was pretty funny back then.
So has that been a bit of a key then, Ads, like Donna sort of checking in on those commitments that because you talked about accountability to yourself and for yourself before. Like, has that been a bit of a key ingredient, do you think?
Without that guidance, and if I'm allowed to say it, a bit of ass kicking every now and again, I definitely wouldn't be where we are now. Yeah, it really helps to bring it back in line. And you said you were going to do this, why didn't you do it? And yeah, that really, really helps.
Yeah, love it. And so, because if I remember rightly, you had quite a, might have even been before Christmas 2 years ago. There was quite a bit of a change in the business overall. A lot of, like, you had people leaving and like lots of stuff going on. So there was a significant amount of change. At the same time, you're working on your mindset to let go and to delegate and all this, but you got new people coming into the fold. Like, that is the lived experience of tradie business owners, I've got to say. You know, some people will come to us now and express that, oh, you know, staff just come and go all the time. I think what we have to probably grip as an industry, not even just our industry, is that people are going to be a bit more itinerant in their roles. You know, nothing's ever been the same since COVID, and that's when you got into the thick of it, ads. It's like people now are happy to move from job to job if they're not quite getting what they want from their work fulfillment, I guess. So when, like, knowing that, and you going through this transitory phase yourself in changing your mindset around delegation, but having this whole new team, how did you approach that? Like, did you approach it going, heck yeah, like, I don't know these people, I can just throw things at them and let it go straight away? Or did you have trepidation? Like, give us a bit of an insight into how that felt, bringing new people in whilst also trying to trust at the same time.
Yeah, it was late last year. We had yeah, had quite significant change. We had our main office manager. She resigned. She took on a fantastic position. We had another girl go on mat leave, and in January, the other admin team member left as well. So between January and March, we ended up with 4 new staff members.
Mm.
Once upon a time, I would have, I don't know what would have happened. I probably just would have had a meltdown or something. But thanks to, I guess, Donna and the personal growth, we've just tackled it as just another business challenge. We had some systems in place, so we had a good sort of foundation to work with. The people we put on were amazing people. They're all confident. They're all people that will follow systems. They embrace the culture that we've created. So yeah, the last year's just been an absolute whirlwind. It's been amazing.
So good. And in recruiting such a solid team, like, if you reflect on how you achieved that, what did you do? Did you do anything differently in the way that you recruited this time versus what you would have done pre, say, January this year?
Yeah, we never really had like a recruitment system as
Mm.
such previously, so we've sort of been working on that, really defining everything from position descriptions, thanks to Donna, and even just the advertisement, just even the bottom of the advertisement, creating a little task for someone just to see if they can actually read the full advert and they're not just flicking out applications left, right, and center.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so really just trying to narrow down who we put into our business and make sure they're a good fit.
Yep.
And using the disc profiling once we were sort of happy with a candidate, that's yeah, that was really honestly something I didn't believe in to start with, but I'm so glad we did it.
Tell me about that, Donna, trying to sell Adam disc profiling.
Yes, we I think we touched on it on the early days, and I was like, yeah, this would be awesome for the team, like bring them all on the same page. Something, yeah, nah, like don't really need that. And then once we actually dug into them, and you could see the change, like going through the profiles and how that fits in with the role and how that makes the business, like it's just game changing, really, for businesses.
What did it do for you, Adam? Because I guess, you know, knowing your personality profile and then having that align or be supplemented by profiles of other people you're bringing into your business. Like, tell us why it worked or why it's worked.
It's very interesting to watch, let's say, a technician, for example, not do a task, and you could easily just write it up to them not doing the right thing or not following a process. But when you see their profile, you realize they're hesitant because of a certain reason. So it might be a communication thing. So then you have to come up with creative ways to help them with their customer communication. Even in the admin team, we've got, you referred to one of them as a shark and another one as a dolphin. So it's very, very interesting in a team meeting to watch that play out and see that dynamic based on the profiles. And it's, yeah, it's really, really good.
Yeah, yeah. So Donna, tell us a bit about some of the strategies and implementing that you guys have put in, and what's Adam done super well, or what is it about his personality that you've enjoyed, not just coaching, but watching kind of progress?
Yeah, I think from the start it was, that hesitation in implementation. But once he started and got that momentum, he just hasn't stopped. Like, he just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and implementing all the time. Like, yeah, it's like he's just changed the way he doesn't hesitate anymore. He just gets in and does it. And not afraid to push himself out of his comfort zone by, even being here today. Like, it's just, he just keeps pushing himself out of that comfort zone for growth. So I think that's why he's as successful as he is today.
Yeah. And that would be one thing that I've loved, being a little bit on the sidelines too, Ads, and catching up here and there with you. It's like this bloke, it reminds me of a story. I remember my coach, Paul, told me about one of his most successful clients. He said that bloke, after he'd coached him for about 5 years, he said, well, what do you attribute your success to? Or like, what was most hard about coaching? And the response was, I did not want to do a single thing you ever told me to do. I hated the idea of most of it, but I just did it anyway because I was paying for the advice, so I might as well have done it. And it was a surprise to my coach, Paul. He goes, oh, I didn't even get a hunch that he was scared of every single task that we had put in front of him, and he just did it anyway. It's like, feel the fear and just get on with it. And I think you've been a pretty good, you're a clear demonstration of that, I reckon, Adam.
Yeah, I agree. At the start, a lot of it all just seems airy fairy, and I didn't see how it could possibly help. I begrudgingly went through the process step by step, little by little, and yeah, looking back, you can just see all the changes and understand why you're telling me to do these little things that made no sense at the time.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? It cracks me up. You go, but I love that you just did it anyway. You're like, I've just got to, and we say all the time, it sounds a bit wanky, like you're saying, like, just trust the process, trust the process. But it is the thing that really makes the most success at the end of the day. So you've done heaps on team. Tell us, Donna, what sort of strategies, if we go back to that, so Ads just said this stuff seems a bit airy fairy. What are some of the things that Ladies with Tradies have kind of taught and implemented with Adam to get this to this point?
Yeah, so I guess it started with the meetings and then default diaries for the team, just getting them all on track, including Adam as well. And then things like the rules of the game for the team, like bringing them all together on the same page. Disc profiles was a big one. And just holding each person accountable to their roles. So doing, roles and responsibilities, org charts, heaps of stuff. Performance chats, like really implementing those and keeping consistent with those have been a big help.
Yeah. And what's been most impactful, do you reckon, for you, Adam? Like, if you were to say the thing, like the strategy that we implemented that has really been the most impactful, what would it be?
Probably comes back to the team meetings again, I think, and just never miss one, and put in the effort to have a bit of structure in it too. Don't just turn up for a coffee and a chat for an hour. Like, just have a bit in it, have some free time in there for a quick chat about anything anyone wants to cover, but definitely have some structure behind it.
Yeah, beautiful. And for you, as far as you managing yourself in everything, what have you done to improve in that realm?
We've started off with default diaries, and we've moved over to another system now where I start to track my time and what I do and don't need to do, and what I can delegate out to the team members. So
Yeah, right. Tell us about that process, Donna.
Yeah, so it was really focusing on getting Adam out of the weeds and back into that leadership role. So making sure he kept, his head out of the day-to-day stuff and onto the bigger stuff. So that's where we kind of went, well, okay, we need the default diary to keep you on track of that stuff, but allow you to go into the field and have a play when you want to, because we know you like doing that. And that's good. That's great. But also really just getting ads out of the way of the day-to-day, so his team can pick up and take the reins, not just do their day-to-day tasks and not get the fulfillment. So really pushing on his leadership there.
I was lucky enough to stand in for a coaching session with Donna at one point, with Adam, which I quite enjoyed. And back then we were talking about that, getting out of the weeds, weren't we, Adam? It was getting up into the what it is, that the result that you want to have delivered, rather than how to deliver it. Because Adam's a very conscientious personality and loves a process and to tick the boxes, and sometimes that can be a big challenge for a leader, I think, in going, but I know how I want it done, staying out of that and giving the responsibility and authority and accountability to the team. So, and just tell them, this is what I want and this is the result and this is when I want it by. How you go about that, I don't really need to know too much about. If you need support, I'm here, but I'm going to stay out of the how. What's that experience been like for you, Adam, in the letting go?
I still very much remember that session and the what, not how. I keep telling myself that a lot. I don't think of a project in too much depth. That's sort of how I'm looking at that. So otherwise, I'll just overthink something, and it doesn't actually happen. So coming up with a project and not necessarily the 7,000 steps behind it, it actually helps us sort of move forward.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what's the result been of you then, like keeping yourself in that mindset, like things happening quicker, or what's happening?
Yeah, well, I can just go to the office manager and say, look, this is what I've been thinking about. I want to see, your thoughts on this. How can we do it? And I can just delegate that entire task just with some basic prompts. And yeah, she's amazing. She'll just pick up the slack, and I don't have to sit there and research the crap out of it to work out how to do it. Because if I did that, it wouldn't really happen.
Well, yeah, that's huge. From I have to do it all, I'm the only one that knows how, to this is what I want, can you just sort it out? That's a very big transition.
It's only pushes me out of my comfort zone, and Donna's very good at making sure I keep doing those sorts of things.
Yeah. And look, well, it's one of those things though, isn't it? You have your moments where you go, oh, if especially under duress, we all have a default setting, don't we, where you occasionally drop back to some of the old habits. Have you had a bit of that experience in the last couple of years?
Oh, that always happens. It's easier to jump back into what you know and what's comfortable, which
Yeah.
is for me the day-to-day operations. It's very easy to slip into that, and I have to consciously pull myself back out of it and know that the team will do it if I don't do it. It might not be when I want it done, but they will get it done.
Yeah, that's yeah, the sitting on your hands and being like, they'll do it. They might not do it in the time
Yeah.
frame or the way that I would, but it'll get done. So tell us a bit about the personal side, Adam. You've got a young family. Your wife, beautiful Penny, she works as well. What's been the outcome, I suppose, for you guys overall with everything that you've been implementing in the last couple of years?
I think having a little bit more time and freedom around work has made a massive difference. Originally, I was going home, even when I'd finish work, I'd have dinner, and then I'd be in the office for 2 or 3 hours catching up. Next thing, the kids are already in bed. You go to sleep, you wake up, and you just do it all over again. school holidays, I was there, but I was still checking my emails, checking my phone, putting out fires over the phone, jumping on the laptop doing work. And now we're in a position where I can work in the office anymore. If we're doing school holidays, I'm actually physically there as well as mentally there. So I'm much more present with the family.
Yep. And so, like, what number of hours would you have been working a week 2 years ago versus now? Got a lag, I think, have we?
I think I was somewhere around the 60 or 70 hours a week. I think I was around 60 or 70 hours a week. I did 40, 45 so tops, and still do some school pickups, school drop-offs as well. And yeah, like I said, I'm present with the family for every school holiday. Yeah, it's just been a game changer.
Wow. So when you say present for school holidays, like, does that mean you're taking school holidays off, or what's that look like?
Yeah, I usually take at least one over the 2 weeks in the midterms, and I take a couple of weeks off during the summer holidays to not only be physically there, but to actually just be completely switched off from work as well.
Wow. So Donna, tell us about, because that's always a proud moment for a coach, I reckon, when, the money making's a good part of it, like helping them make more money, but it's the impact on the family side. Like, what have you enjoyed seeing for Adam personally?
Yeah, I think I remember when we first started, it was very much Penny just needed him home and present, like, home, wanted him home to help with dinner or help with the kids, or just be home in the arvos, not necessarily not the fact that he would go back to the office at nighttime, but more just to be present with the family. And it took a little while, because the changes sometimes can take a little while to take effect. And you could just see, though, as the changes happened in the business, the changes started happening at home as well. And I think just with Adam's personality, I'm probably a bit the same. Like, you need that school pickup to make you go and pick the kids up, because it's just easier sometimes to have to work, because that's the provider in you to keep doing. Yeah. So no, it's been a massive change. And it's really nice to see them going away in their van, having family holidays together more often than not. Like before, I think it was, we hardly get away. Whereas now they've bought a van, they make the most of their weekends and school holidays, which is lovely.
Awesome. So, and was that all like part of your goals, Adam? Like, if we make our clients set goals, early on, and come up with things they want to do, and places they want to go, and things they want to buy, and all that type of thing. If you reflect back to 2 years ago and what you had sort of set as some of your goals personally, how are you going with achieving some of those?
In the very first goal setting session, I actually found that really difficult to even think ahead to it even being an achievable goal to go on school holidays without having to answer the phone and work remotely. But yeah, it's absolutely one of my primary goals to be able to switch off at the end of every day for every holidays at any moments that the kids or the family need me. It's absolutely one of my goals, and yeah, we're well underway.
Yeah, beautiful. And I remember hearing from Donna, I don't know when, I can't even remember when you went on a decent holiday. I remember Donna celebrating. She's like, "Oh, Adam and Penny have gone away and they're having a great time." And, Ads has switched off. It's a big achievement. So, we always give a few high fives and chest bumps in the background when that happens. How was that? Like, how did you go with that, sort of that first more extended trip that you did?
It's almost uncomfortable for me to have
Yeah.
so much time
Yeah.
and not know what to do and how honestly, to re-engage with the family. But we had 2 weeks tripping around in the caravan, and it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is like, thanks for acknowledging how challenging that is. You know, I think that's very natural. I feel the same way. It's like, I know I'm on a break, but you know, we're not really designed that way, I don't think, to switch off. And it's okay. You know, I don't actually make that wrong anymore. I used to. Now it's more, if I'm going to do it, I need to put the little warning sign out and be like, I just need 10 minutes because otherwise you're not going to get the next 50 minutes of me. And, you know, recalibrate for that short time in order to preserve the longer time. And that just keeps taking more and more practice, I think.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I did find useful was just having the notes app on the phone. Anything that popped in your head work related, just quickly jot it down, and then I was able to disconnect again and re-engage.
Love it. Yep. Just put it somewhere. Yep.
Yeah.
That's so good. Rightio. So what now, Adam? Like you've done some great things in Hopwoods Repairs, and you know you're reducing the amount of you that business is taking. Like you're still very invested in it, obviously, and it's your baby. So that's awesome. But what now or what next?
Well, we've built this amazing team of capable and engaged staff. We're slowly refining our systems and documenting those. We're working on refining the admin time and trying to free up some additional admin time, which has allowed us to bring on another venture, which is called Seal the Fridge. So we've got a mobile seal van that works on commercial fridge seals. So without having any real additional admin time, we're able to add another revenue stream to the business. And yeah, we're going to work on that one now for the next few years and work on the systems for that one.
Donna, tell us about how you landed there. Like I go back, I always love thinking about 2 years ago. I'm like, I wonder if Adam would have thought to do this, or it would have been there, probably a thought, but maybe the execution, like give me paint a bit of a picture of how you got to this point, or when you remember Adam going, I think I'm going to do this thing.
Yeah, I think it was always Adam's got some really awesome entrepreneurial ideas. And I think he's always had them, but never had the time or the mental space to be able to execute or work out which way to go. So I think having the team he's got now has opened up that thinking space for him. And just looking for opportunities, and when they land, to be able to jump on them.
And I'm going to guess having the confidence, Adam's probably been the other thing. Like, I know for me, when the ideas are chugging over, it's going, can I do it though?
Yeah, confidence has always been something I've struggled with a lot, but you guys have helped me get to where I am, and listening to audio books, business related stuff really helps to expand the mind and realize that these things are possible.
Yeah. And Adam's been pretty great in that PD space, hasn't he, Donna?
Oh, always listening to new ideas, and always.
Yeah. So, you know, I guess there's, we've touched on the personal element. Are you finding from the financial and business success perspective too, guys, that things are much more fruitful, and that's what's giving you some of that confidence and like knowing your numbers and stuff, Adam? Like, how's that been for you?
Yeah, at the start, I really struggled to understand the concept of knowing your numbers in and out the way that I guess we do now. So it all seemed very foreign, but thankfully Donna's worked with me to get us in a position where we can actually understand and look at it heavily to get to where we are right now. So that's sort of been our consolidation phase. Now we're looking at the revenue phase for the next 12 months, which is our goal. And yeah, some big things ahead.
Amazing. What did you see, Donna, from the financial side for these, like for Adam and the business?
Yeah, I think it's just really given Adam the foresight, so he can now look at his numbers and go, well, I know with this resource I can add this income stream and know it's not going to take too much extra. So really doing that, scenario testing and looking forward and making changes accordingly.
And I think having the tools for profit application is what we're talking about, which is an app that we've built that's very tradie mindset oriented, I suppose you would say. How has that changed your confidence in decision making, Adam?
Within the business, instead of just looking at the bank account and going, oh yeah, there's a bit of money in there, we should be right. Now we actually understand, the true costs of the admin and the technician time and how that all equates to the business. And like Donna said, it's allowed us to make smarter business decisions about what we can and can't achieve.
Yeah, unreal. Love it. And it just, that's the thing I love about this the most, is seeing that confidence in the tradies going, oh, hang on, I can do this. And it flicks them out of emotion, because, you've probably thought about adding on a different revenue stream for years, Adam. Like, you've probably thought about what more you could be doing with more text or more admin or whatever it may be, but it's very hard to conceptualize and to feel confident and not emotional about making those changes, because we're wired to think it's just going to cost money, rather than, well, hang on, what's the actuality of, if I do this, what is the result? And being able to play with that in our scenario tester, I think, is a game changer, especially when you're considering adding on businesses that supplement or run beautifully alongside. Like, freaking genius, by the way. You're a appliance repair company, and now you're doing fridge seals, like gold, absolute gold. You're already in the commercial space, like in those kitchens, they've all got fridges. So yeah, congrats. Like, that's some great thinking, which, again, most tradies that we meet have got these little ideas bubbling and brewing away, but they just don't have the confidence or the knowledge around the numbers in order to execute. So yeah, pretty pumped to have seen that, especially in your email signature. And I'm like, oh, look, they're doing it. How cool is this? So yeah, huge congrats, mate, and can't wait to celebrate with you in a couple of weeks at the Bizcation in Yarrawonga.
It's going to be a nice break again for Penny and I.
Yeah, be good. So anything you want to add just to wrap up, Donna, about the journey for Adam and alongside him?
Oh, I think I'm just super proud of everything that he's achieved, and just the changes in his mindset, and those positive shifts that he's made for himself and his family have been amazing to watch.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Adam, for you, what would you say to people who have felt like, or feeling like you felt a couple of years ago? What advice would you give to them for their business journeys?
Just start small, get some help. People are there to help you. Give it a go, despite how you may or may not feel about it. Just start making some small changes, and yeah, you will see the rewards down the track.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, you guys being in this coaching relationship together, it's been really awesome to observe what's been able to be achieved. And I think, Adam, you're always grateful to see you push on that comfort zone. And I know that I ask a bit of you, because I know that the outcome that happens when you do. And Donna's gets the front row seat of that. Like I said, I'm just a bit of a spectator, but yeah, always thrilled and blown away by your willingness to just give it a crack. So that's a privilege for us to get to see from my perspective at Ladies with Tradies too. You're a huge, valuable contributor to our community, and we're super grateful for that as well. So All right. Well, that'll close us off. Well done, guys. You can take a breath now. And yeah, thanks a lot. And for everybody out there having a listen, if any of this resonates, make sure you hit us up just for a chat. It could be, or a pocket dial, maybe, Adam, is the key to it. Give us a pocket dial, and you never know what could eventuate from that. Thanks heaps, Donna. Thanks, Adam. And yeah, we'll catch up with you soon, guys. Bye.